One of the Army's top armored vehicle modernization generals said Wednesday that the service would be needed to face down China's massive armored force in a Pacific land war. China has 7,000 tanks and 3,000 infantry fighting vehicles, so 10,000 vehicles that will be decisive if we are not there. Major General Richard Kaufman, director of the Army's Next Generation Combat Vehicle Cross-Functional Team, told an audience at a Center for Strategic and International Studies event. In order to be decisive, we have to be there with armor to prevent the Chinese from getting into a position of relative advantage, he added. Kaufman is not the first general to defend the Army's relevance in the Pacific, a theater that many experts say is more suited for the Navy and the Marine Corps. But his comments come 2 days after China's Central Military Commission Vice Chairman Xu Qiliang made a provocative statement about the likelihood of war with the United States. The top uniformed soldier in China, chairman of China's Central Military Commission, stated that war with the United States is inevitable, Kaufman said. That is the first time China has made that statement publicly. Kaufman, who oversees development of armored vehicles in the Army's modernization effort, such as the optionally manned fighting vehicle, warned that the Chinese are known for using armored forces and that they are likely to be the aggressor in a potential future conflict. If you are the head uniformed general in the Chinese military and you say, it's inevitable, what does that mean? Kaufman said, I think that means that you are willing to strike first because, if it's inevitable, why would you wait for your adversary to strike first? The Marine Corps, which is preparing for island-hopping missions in the Pacific, began getting rid of its M1A1 tanks last year, a move that some experts say will put the burden on the Army to back them up with armored support. Kaufman argued that Chinese military forces use armored vehicles every time. The reason why you need the land component in the Pacific is that it's the only component that will be decisive, he said. If you want to take land, if you want to hold land, if you want to clear land, you need the ground element. Nothing sends a message of a will to win like tanks and armored vehicles, Kaufman added. When you send an armored brigade combat team anywhere in the world, you just voted. You voted that you have made a strategic decision to fight and win, he said. Part of the Army's modernization plan is to field lighter armored vehicles that are easily deployable but still protect soldiers in battle. We want to go lighter. We want the lightest vehicle we can get while protecting our soldiers, Kaufman said. The current version of the M1 tank weighs approximately 80 tons, making it more difficult to transport by air. But an M1 can be flown with the C-17 Globemaster, Kaufman said. 4 C-17s for a platoon of M1s, in the right spot, decisive.
Are you over 40 and struggling to lose weight? Most people have no idea this method exists. They think the only way to losing weight.
The Chinese Army has been practicing firing on enemies at sea with rockets and anti-tank missiles. The Chinese People's Liberation Army has been conducting live fire exercises focused on engaging targets at sea with traditional ground combat systems, such as rocket artillery and anti-tank missiles, according to Chinese media. A brigade with the PLA 80th Group Army recently used PHL-03 long-range multiple rocket launcher systems with a maximum range of up to about 80 miles to fire on various maritime targets, state-affiliated Global Times reported this week, citing state-run broadcaster China Central Television. The Army used long-range drones to conduct reconnaissance in support of the artillery strikes against the sea-based targets, some of which were reportedly mobile. Capt. Li Yu, a company commander, said that troops tested multiple tactics and conducted combined strikes on targets, as the exercise further validated these methods and showed long-range multiple rockets are highly deadly to maritime targets, according to Chinese media. Exercise. Service members from the PLA Army Academy of Artillery and Air Defense used HJ-10 anti-tank weapons against maritime targets in the Yellow Sea. Chinese military experts told the outlet that the Army showed that they are versatile and can also play roles in anti-ship missions, and that the Army can join other services in joint area denial tasks against hostile warships should they provoke close to China. The experts argued that these capabilities could also be used to counter an amphibious assault. The nature of the Asia-Pacific region tends to lead militaries to put greater emphasis on naval combat capability, but in recent years, there has been increased interest in how ground forces can support navies and other elements of the larger joint force and do battle with enemy ships.